You said women will never be able to teach a man how to become attractive and arousing.
Never. And the reason why, because there's been this influx of like female dating coaches, like Sadia Khan, for example. She's been taking shots at me for like years. And the reality is women don't know what it takes to attract other women, right? You don't ask a fish how to fish, you ask the fucking fisherman. So with these women, the reason why they're completely unaware and aloof to this is because it's simple. When a man deals with a woman, or when we deal with anyone for that matter, we have to provide value, right? Me and you have a relationship, you have a podcast, I have a podcast, I'm able to come on your show, provide value, give you guys entertainment value, etc. There's an exchange, right? Yeah. Like men understand from the time we're little boys that you don't get invited to the party or you don't get invited to the situation unless you're providing value. Men always must provide value. Women don't understand this because they don't always have to provide value. When women deal with men, a lot of times they provide almost no value outside of sex. That's why these girls act all, pompous and I'm bougie and all this other shit, because men don't make them work for it 90% of the time. And the problem with like these female dating coaches is they don't deal with women as a man. They're women. So this whole exchange thing that I'm talking about, like providing value, women aren't used to this concept, especially when they deal with other women. Yeah. So this is why a female dating coach will never be able to tell you what to do, because they don't deal with women from the adversarial standpoint that men deal with them. Because it's a dance between the two genders where the man is trying to get sexual value from her while she's trying to get value from him, whether it's finances, time, resources. It's called my guy, Coach Greg Adams, he says meat, money, energy, attention, and time. They're trying to get that from you, right? Meanwhile, you're trying to get laid. But what ends up happening is most of the time women win. They get what they want from you. Hence, you're in the friend zone like a dumbass, but you're not getting what you want. So this is a very unique scenario that women aren't used to when they deal with other women. Yeah. Right? So this is why I always say, like, women don't know what the fuck they're talking about this. Now, what I will say is this. I've only seen women feel this pain in like two situations or one situation, but you can maybe put the two together, or whatever. When a woman has a friend that's like a stripper, right? Where, because girls that are strippers, and I've noticed this from them being on my show and being around them all the time, women that are strippers, especially the ones that make a lot of money, they're very good at finessing people. They're good. They're smooth talkers, and they know kind of how to, they're very slimy. Yeah. Because their whole job is trying to extract money from you. So what ends up happening a lot of times is the very successful strippers is they can't turn that shit off. They're always trying to finesse. So even when they hang out with their girlfriends, oh, I don't got my wallet on me. Can you pay? Oh, can I get some gas money? Blah, blah, blah. And they try that shit even on other women. Right? Now, funny story for you. I talked about this on my pod the other day. So there's this girl I know. She has this friend that comes and visits her every now and then from up north. The friend is promiscuous as hell. She likes to come down to Miami, party, etc. So I'm talking to her one day, and she's telling me this story about how, every time they go to dinner, she never has money. She has to pay for everything that they do. And, she bails on her to go on boats with other guys and all this other shit. And I sat there and I was like, now you know what it's like to be a fucking guy. and like, she was like, holy shit, this is what men deal with. And I was like, yeah, you are literally dealing with what men deal with. You are putting money, time, energy, and resources into a female, and you're not getting anything back in return. It's annoying, isn't it? She's like, holy shit, this is how guys feel. I'm like, yeah, this is what most men deal with all the fucking time with women. And she was like, she couldn't believe it, dude. She was like, holy shit, if I was a guy, I wouldn't deal with women at all. This is terrible. And that was just happening to her one time. But the reason why she reacted that way to it is because women typically don't get finessed. And they also they're not used to the concept of putting money and time and energy into something and not getting anything back in return. Yep. We're used to that. Every single guy watching this shit right now, all of us have been friend zoned. Yep. All of us have hung out with a girl that used us. All of us have been out on dinner dates and didn't get a kiss. All of us have spent a ridiculous amount of time on the phone with a that never liked us. All of us have been there. So we kind of understand that's the game. But women don't understand this because she was really upset, bro. She was pissed. And this is her friend. But that's when I had to kind of like just hit her with the, hey, welcome to being a fucking guy.
Yep. I used to get friend zoned all the time back when I was broke and insecure.
Yeah, dude.
I had to work on myself first.
So this dynamic that I'm talking about that me and you are very familiar with because we're men and we understand that when we deal with women, we have to bring value. Women are completely unaware of this. And not only are they unaware, they don't care. And I tell this to guys all the time. Women are unaware and they don't care.
Yeah. You just had Amaranth on the show, right?
Yes.
One of the top OF girls. How did that go? She's made allegedly over $70 million, I believe, on OF.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Over how many years?
She's been at it for like 4 years, I think, since COVID.
Goes to show how many simps we got, man.
Yeah.
Got a lot of simps.
70
dude.
mil. And those
That's
numbers,
crazy.
I believe, were confirmed. I think Rogan talked about it.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just guys being simps, man. Like the whole OF culture and, pornography, with how ubiquitous it is, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Like these dudes are making these talentless girls become super rich, man. Because the reality is, right, if you took these women, right, my guy, Saint the Sinner, I got to shout him out for this because it's so true. If you take these women and you take their brains and you put it in a male body, they'd all be poor.
Right.
Like, bro, literally, take these OnlyFans girls' brains, put it in a male body, these would be in poverty, bro. Because they don't have any real tangible skill sets. They're not entertaining. They're not funny. They're not cool. They don't teach their audience anything. Dudes are just watching because they're simps. So that's what ends up happening a lot of times with this, glorified OnlyFans world that we're in. So, yeah, dude, it's absolutely wild. Female streamers suck.
Yeah. You're not a fan of them.
They suck, dude. I make fun of this chick all the time, Cinna. She blocked me on Twitter because I guess I told the truth too much. But like she was complaining, saying like, "Oh, well, Kai has all this stuff going on in the background, and I don't get as many views." And I'm like, "Nobody, because you're not interesting." Like, female streamers don't have to be interesting. Like, look at Pokimane. Has anyone learned or gained any value from watching her? No. Has anyone learned anything or gained value from watching Cinna? No. Right? Like men have to be significantly more entertaining, charming, charismatic, funny, creative to get half the attention. So there's a reason why most comedians, good ones, are men. Right? Like women like funny guys. So guys a lot of times will learn to be funny and, get a sense of humor to be more attractive.
Right.
Some guys get really good at it and make it a profession. But the reality is like there's a burden of performance on men. So since the burden of performance on men where we have to be charming, we have to be charismatic, we have to have these traits to be able to get sexual access, which is why we're put on earth, we're willing to work far harder for it. Women don't. That's why they suck at everything.
Yeah.